In a small world, in a small town, lived a small man with small hands. Wait, no, that's horrible.
In a cold world lived Comrade Mikhail, an animal of sheer destruction.
Wait, I can't do a Russian accent. Well, why am I doing this? In a normal world lived a normal guy with a normal name. I am Fred, he said. Fred lived on a street with normal neighbors. I am off to work with a normal tone. Fred walked normally on the normal pavement and waved hi to his very normal neighbors. Fred walked to work and said hi to his very normal neighbors. And Fred works at a totally normal job at Evil Incorporation.
Trademark.
Where he does his totally normal job as... Wait, I think I'm missing something.
In a world draped in darkness, there was a man named Fred, who is a normal guy with a normal cat. Fred works at
Evil Incorporation.
Trademark. As a stalker, during one of Fred's shifts, he has seen a customer enter the back rooms. Knowing that customers aren't allowed back there, he very normally approached the person, and to his surprise, it was the iconic character Walter White from the hit series Breaking Bad.
Wow, this is actually horrible. Let me redo this real quickly. In a normal world lived a very normal guy named Fred and blah blah blah. Fred works at Evil Incorporation.
Trademark.
As a rat exterminator. One day, while on the job at
Evil Incorporation. Trademark.
Fred's very hot boss showed up and said,
Они держали в страхе Казань 4 года, устраивали перестрелки с милицией, подкупали местную власть, имели своих людей в больницах и военкоматах.
As a very normal employee that he is, he slept with his very hot boss.
Once upon a tempest, thence was a sir named Fred. Sir Fred was a knight at Evil Incorporation. Trademark. Sir Fred was given the duty to protect thy royal queen from the festering rodents of the forbidden trash hole of the West.
I can't do this anymore, it's too hard. Once upon a time, there was a normal man named Bob or something. I can't remember. Anyways, he worked at Evil Incorporation.
Trademark.
Or something like that. Albert's very hot boss asked him to get rid of the rodent problem. So as the very normal man, Bob used his favorite tool to get the job done. As a normal guy, Jeff then began to do his tasks. But then, all of a sudden, he stopped. In front of him stood the biggest rat he's ever seen. It was a foot long and weighed 5 pounds. The rat had explained to Bob that Evil Incorporation, no more, was actually evil and they're making fire detectors that never stop beeping. Once upon a time, there was a normal man named Fred. Fred's very hot boss showed up and said, as the very normal employee that he is, he did what he was told and began hunting for rats in the walls. During his very normal hunt, he encountered a rat that was absolutely gigantic. It was a foot long and weighed 5 pounds. Apparently that rat had warned him about how Evil Incorporation, trademark, is actually an evil company that creates fire detectors that never stop beeping even if you change the batteries. With this information, Fred decided to confront his very hot boss. Your time is up now, my very hot and attractive boss. You are going to prison, said Fred. Suddenly, Perfect Cell appears out of nowhere.
What's up, my fellow imperfect multi-cell organisms?
Suddenly, Perfect Cell pulls up a nuke and... There is always a time in a normal man's life in which man has to fight against beast for the sake of